What up, everybody? It's Mr. 6'8" back in the house, back in the house, back in the house, back in the house. Y'all, look, my face done went down. Yeah, thank you, Lord Jesus, because I know what I was going to do, honey. I was about to say anything. No. All right, I can breathe. So, hello to everybody out there in the YouTube land. Tonight is a special episode of A Seat at the Table with Spillitboy. Live 101 exclusive. We gonna get to know everything about Spillitboy and all that good stuff. Yes, because I love me some Spillitboy. I'm just saying, y'all, I love me some Spillitboy. Love, love, love. So with that being said, without further ado, I am going to invite my king, queen, man of the hour, whatever you want to call it. Bring them on in.
What's
Hello, sir.
what's going on?
What's going on?
Not a thing. You look much better.
Yes, oh my God. Let me tell you, I feel so much better. I've been going through it like you don't understand. My whole side of my face, and I still feel like, you know how the people feel like I wonder is this how the people feel when they have dentures? Because I feel like I'm at a borderline of having like literally dentures because I can feel my gum. Like I feel like I'm chewing on gum. Like if I put something in my mouth, I feel like my gum is doing the chewing for me, not my teeth, because I'm missing two teeth in the back. So the teeth here and then the teeth in front of that tooth is gone. So yeah. So it's messed up. It's a little jacked up, but it's all right though. Jesus gonna work it out. He gonna work it out. He gonna work it on out. It's all right.
It gets better. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So welcome to the live Spillit Boy. How are you doing tonight?
I am good. I'm trying to share this over on my side.
Okay.
Well,
Well, do your thing here, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna sit here and scroll in these comments because I'm really bad at multitasking. Unfortunately, that wasn't a skill that the Lord blessed me with. Sucking dick,
hey,
getting apart, and getting head as well. Getting a little head as well. That right there, the Lord gave me a gift. But as far as everything else, I think I kind of skipped out on.
I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nothing about it. I know not of what you speak, sir.
But it is what it is. So we gonna
Nothing
move.
about it.
Let me turn my speaker down here. Hold on a second. All right. So as y'all can see, honey, the Lord done blessed me with a good setup. I got me some better lighting. Got me a little background, little cutesy background and stuff there. Boom. Yeah, let's get into it one time.
All
Let me
right.
put it right there. Put it right there.
Hey,
That's
Norman.
it.
Hey, Sylvia. Hey, you all.
Sylvia in the house. Yes, everybody is in the house. Scroll on down through these comments. See who's all in here. Norman, Sylvia. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all when they do it. So, without further ado, we're just gonna jump right on into this. So, let me first start out with that. I met, for those of you that want to know how I met Spillitboy, I'm going to give you, as far as, a little just brief rundown. So I met Spillitboy on Chi Chi's Live, actually. And it's funny because before any of that happened, I didn't even have a channel. Well, I had a channel, but it wasn't like to this magnitude. So it was like a channel, but it wasn't to this magnitude. So basically, it was just like, I was putting up videos, but I wasn't really like as passionate about it until I came on the live. And so when I came on the live, I saw this, old chocolate milk dog, come on the live and everything. And, we, we got to talking and stuff. And, one thing led to another. And, you gave me great advice, which I took the heed and I took it and ran with it, which was be myself, never change. And I've just been trying to stick to that ever since. And, it seems to, have been working out for me because who would have thought, almost at 400 subscribers later, it's boom, here we go. So
Right.
I guess,
I looked at your stuff. I knew. I was like, you'll be fine. You'll be
but I still get nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, I still get nervous being on camera though. So with that being said, God is working with me. But hey, it's all good though. I don't really drink anymore. So this is 7 Up. This is like my pretend alcohol beverage because I'm doing a AA cleansing. But So I came to Spillitboy, you all. Basically asked him to do an interview, as far as wanting to do an interview with him because of the fact that I felt like that he was intriguing, and there was a lot of things that I felt like I didn't know about Spillitboy because it's just a lot. You are a very intriguing individual. I will say that to say the least, to put it, in a perspective where I would say you're very intriguing.
Okay.
He's like,
I
whatever
try.
you say. But you are, and your fans actually adore you. Like that's one thing I live for. Like your fans, they are down for the Trezur lane.
They are.
Trezur lane. Is it Trezur? Yeah, Trezur. They're down for Trezur lane. They're 1,000% down, and I live for that. Like that's what you call committed. So I wanted to start out with to first ask you of how did Spillitboy TV come to fruition? Like how did it come to be a thing?
Okay. Well, I came to YouTube literally to do reviews. Is
Okay.
what I actually came in. A friend of mine, her name is Terry.
Hmm.
Terry Gelsizer. She said, "Why don't you do reviews on RuPaul's Drag Race?"
Hmm.
But in her mind, she knew that I was a writer and all that, so she was thinking that
Hmm.
I was going to do blogs.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm already writing. I'm already in the midst of writing and stuff. So I was
Right.
like, I want to write something else. So I said, you know what? I'm going to vlog it.
Right.
So that's what it was. I came down, but at the time, I just used my regular name, you know,
Hmm.
James Caldwell, just my regular name. And that's where I started at. And then after I did that, I just started talking about just random things in between my shows. And then people start adding shows. Say, why don't you do Love and Hip Hop? Why don't you do Real Housewives of Atlanta? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you? And then the next thing I know, I was a reviewer. And then um, at a point, I was like, well, I want me one of them little names like everybody else. So I said, what actually would embody who I am and what I do?
Hmm.
Spill it. Spill it.
Okay.
And the TV came on later after I, decided to brand it. That's where the
Hmm.
TV came from. But I've been being called Spillitboy since about 6 months after I came down here. So now we're like 6.5 years, almost 7 years in. And
Okay.
we slapped the TV on about a year ago. So
All right. So, so Spill It Boy is the actual, pretty much like a play on words of pretty much you're spilling the tea. And like
oh,
that's where the spill it part comes from.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I'm glad that you mentioned the boy part because, for those that may not, as far as know you out there, I always like to first start off with a clarifying of what do you call, because, when I think of you, and even though I really don't like labels, just that's just me. But if there had to be, of course, there has to be sometimes we have to put things into perspective, and the only way to make people understand that is certain as far as providing certain as far as words or perspectives into making them understand as far as who we are as people. So when I think of you, if I had to sum it up, I would say possibly gender non-conforming. Would you say that, or would you just say that you classify yourself as just a man and like a man that as far as sometimes you like to as far as go on the other side and as far as get the glitz and glam and all of that, like is that just a facade or is that like an actual part of you or is that like just a stage persona or what is that?
No, I'm a boy. I'm a boy.
Okay. All right.
I'm a boy, and I
just
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 happen to be a drag queen. Yeah, yeah, I don't really have a problem with the titles and I don't have a problem with it. I've always embraced all of my stuff. I am a
okay.
boy. I'm a boy for all intents and purposes. I am a boy. I am a drag queen.
Okay.
So I basically that's a whole entertainment side of me.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, that is a business. That's pretty much a business. Now down here, y'all get to see my other
Right.
persona more so than people just in the streets because this is
Hmm.
what I'm doing. I'm working basically when
Hmm.
I'm down here. So I may show up either way. But in my
Right.
regular life, boy,
This is This is pretty much it. Okay.
Boy.
So I'm gonna actually touch because I'm glad that you mentioned about the entertainer part because I'm gonna actually touch on that in a few minutes. Here I'm gonna put a thumbtack in that. But to go back prior to, have you always known as far as like men, like at what point would you say that you realize like okay this is pretty much who I am because with me as identity as far as trying to identify who am I as a person. That's been a struggle, something that I've dealt with for years. And it just was up until the last 3 years that I could actually give myself, I felt like more clarification of that I'm a black male first, I'm bisexual, and I am finally okay with admitting that. Like, but for the longest, I was afraid to say that I like men because I was worried about as far as perception out there because I came from a church background.
No, I've always been me. I've never been in a closet for anything other than to get dressed. That's it. I've always known that I like boys. It was, whenever it got to the point where I liked anybody, that I was old enough to like anybody, I knew it was boys. It wasn't, it wasn't
Right.
girls. So, and I always knew I was different. Like very, very early on, I knew I was different. So,
Different. Okay. All right then. So and that's something that I would say that is definitely a blessing to realize because most people do not realize that at an early age. So that's something that's definitely commendable there
right.
that
I always
you was
knew what
able
I
to
was
come into
arguing
that.
about with people. It wasn't, and I could imagine that would be a lot growing up
Hmm.
and not knowing exactly. You just know you're arguing, but you don't know what you're
Right.
arguing for. See, I knew what I was arguing about. It
Right.
was like, okay, yeah, I'm different, and it's because of this. And okay, let's get it on. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I always knew what my fight was, and
The
then it just
fight
took
was
extra stuff as I got older.
as you
But
got older.
yeah, I always knew I was a little gay boy.
So I'm glad that you mentioned about the extra stuff because there was a picture, upon doing some digging here, and I had to dig. When I tell you dig, I had to dig, honey. But there was a picture here that I wanted to bring forth. This picture right here. So this was from, if I'm not mistaken, from a show that you did. Well, according to your YouTube, it said 5 years ago at Club Cruise. I
Yeah.
want to say it was. Okay, and then I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, you did a old sickening Whitney number. When I tell you, I was over here feeling like, okay, all right, got me all hot and bothered and shit, like, got me up here questioning my whole life. I'm like, okay, all right, I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. But this right here is if I was to say there was an introduction to, because I think this is what you would call this is your own stage persona known as Milan Trezur. So this pretty much is Milan Trezur right here that we're seeing.
That's her.
Okay, and she is sickening. When I tell you she is sickening, like I was seeing you sashaying up there with that long dress on. I was, you walked on stage, you didn't fall down on them heels. Like I was like, okay,
No,
all right, all right, all
I've been in the
right,
business for a long time.
okay, okay. I was like, I can roll with this. This is what I'm talking about here. Yes. But I love that video because I felt like it really did capture the essence of the other side of you
Yeah,
that people see on your YouTube and when I tried to go through and look for videos that I felt like would as far as give a good depict of you, this video that and I hate I can't show it because I don't want to get copyrighted, child, but but I felt like it was a good just it captured the essence of you because you can tell that you was really in the moment. Like you gave a Whitney number, and then after I thought it was done, you had like a little Vogue, like remixed Whitney of her, some of her like best hits thrown in there, and then you went to Fantasia and did a second number where you say you had to go back and get another dress because of the fact that you didn't know it was gonna be two numbers
that was a
going
mess.
on.
Yeah, a mess. That's the business. Folks tell you half. You got to be ready. Got to be ready.
Ready. Yes. So, with this person right here, like what if you could sum it up to say that what has Milan Trezur taught Spillitboy? Like if there's one thing you could say that, you've learned as far as from this other side of you? Like, what would it be?
Well, she's an outlet. She's an outlet.
Okay.
Because there's certain things that I've always loved that I kind of didn't like. Why am I
Right.
into that? As far as like music and stuff like that,
Hmm.
I always loved music.
Okay.
Always music. And I always was real, like, it wasn't just like, oh, I like to listen to music. No, I really love music, all different genres. I'm very much into the lyrics and all of that.
Hmm.
And then I would get
Right.
so deep into the oohs and the ahs and all that, but I don't sing. So I
Right.
always say, well, why is that? And it just, as it unfolded, it started to make sense.
Makes
Because
sense.
you can't lip sync and stuff without knowing the oohs and the ahs and knowing why I paid so much attention. It was all kind of things that were supposed to happen. So she cleared up a whole lot of stuff. You know, I
Yeah.
already knew that I'd like to sew. I already knew that I wanted to design clothes. I already knew all that
Yeah.
stuff. I knew that I like to
Okay.
do hair. All of them things just fit in. But all of the music stuff, she wrapped up all the music stuff. Why I was so in tune with music and where I was going to place that.
Place there. Okay. So, like, how many years have you been? How many years has Milan Trezur existed in its entirety? Would you say?
Oh, I'm about on my 22nd year at this point. Yeah,
All right then. And
around long.
do you still do shows like as far as like shows like these, or like it's pretty much just kind of like you're at home or?
No, I still do shows. I don't work the bar circuit anymore.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
I kind of just gave. I'm like, ugh, I'll do like special events and
Hmm.
things of that nature. Like I may do a cabaret, or if I'm like hired to do a special party or something like that. But just actual shows in the bars around town, I don't really mess around with that
Do
too
it
much
too much anymore? Yeah. And then
anymore.
after this, just say like after the show.
Out of town, because if somebody wants to book me to come out of town, oh, I'll come.
You come. Say for the right coin,
Yeah,
you'll
I've
come.
already worked the bar circuit in my town.
Okay,
Now, you
gotcha.
want to come work the bar circuit in your town, give me a call and I will
Ah,
show up.
well, y'all heard that. Y'all heard it right there from the horse's mouth. It don't get no plainer than that.
I'll try to buy me spared.
Long as you don't cheat him, okay? Run him
Right.
all his coins, okay? And that deposit fee up front, cause he ain't fixing to leave out of town, be coming nowhere. And you up here writing checks, like Miss Sophia said last night, up here writing checks that don't clear, and they're
uh,
gonna try to cash them the next day, and the person on haul ass somewhere.
I was like, cash on site will keep down the fight.
Mhm. Okay. So, have you ever, with that being said, have you ever experienced like when you after you come off the stage, like once you're done, doing your shows, like do you automatically get out of drag or do you stay in it and go home? The reason why I ask this is because I've been around being that I've as far as being around a lot of drag queens, a lot of trans women. A lot of times, what I would see after we would leave, we would all go to the Waffle House down here in Georgia. We would all go to the Waffle House. It was like a thing or IHOP. And there would be times to where, people would like be giving, as far as odd looks or, as far as like looking like they're wanting to pretty much do something to you. So like would you ever, as far as be publicly like seen in Milan Treasure as far as out in public, just every day, whatever the case?
I am very comfortable with my other self. Even when I performed, when I did in 2016, and I did my event in Vegas, I was right down on Fremont Street as Milan until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Once I'm in character, I'm in character.
Okay.
Generally when I have a
Okay.
show, I get dressed at home, go on to the show, and come back home and get undressed at home. I don't be running around half in, half out now.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Once I'm in, I'm in.
That's what's up. So would you consider yourself to be like a homebody? Like you're the person like you like to, chill out, at home and, just as far as, do your videos and stuff like that?
No, I'm on quarantine with everybody else right now, but no, I like to go out. I like to go out, and I still enjoy going to the club, and yeah, I still go out. I ain't no homebody. I'm only old in age.
Oh, there you
Old
go.
in age, just the numbers. That's it, just the
I,
numbers.
okay. All right then. Well, let the church say amen. So going back to the other videos, I know you mentioned that you started out doing videos. Now, another one of the things that I kind of caught wind of amongst, going back through old footage of yours is that you had a segment, and not sure if you still, because I don't know if there are some recent ones, maybe I have overlooked them, but you did a series called Spillitboy Short Stories. I believe, where you talked about just kind of like, personal experiences. And one of my favorite is the one that's called Food Day, where you talked about, where you talked about Karen. Well, I'm just gonna call her Karen. You talked about Karen as and that damn stuffed turkey. Like I'm over here dying. Like I'm just like, why? Like, where does all this stuff come from? And I know you mentioned your friend. Is it you said is it Terry or Jerry? Terry? Is that it?
Well, in that story, that's my story times. But that's Jerry. I have a Jerry and a
Okay.
Jerry. We actually used to work together at the phone
Okay.
company for years, and we used to just cut up real bad. Yeah, real bad. Yeah, that was Jerry. She actually lives in
Okay.
Chicago at this point. But yeah, that's my good Judy.
That story cracked me up only because of the fact that you mentioned about as far as messing around with her because she was always so nosy, always doing the most, and then you talked about the whole stuffed turkey thing and Chitlin and Mac stuffed in the turkey, and I'm like, oh my god, like,
No better. She didn't know. She's just like, oh, I guess this is what they do. No, we don't do that, Hattie. But okay, for all purposes, we're gonna do this to you today. Yeah, it's my story times, and I do still do story times, but
Mhm.
story time used to be a big thing on YouTube.
Okay.
At a point, there were people who were like huge for story time, but what
Mhm.
we found, a lot of people would do story times and they'd be just making stuff up.
Right.
So you have these elaborate stories, and it just kind of failed, just kind of phased out. But no, I do story time, and I get a lot of feedback and emails while people are, we want more story times. But I've always said my story times are genuine. They are things that have
Mhm.
actually really happened. But what ends up happening, I can't just come up with story times. Is when I
Right.
run into basically like a deja vu. I'll be somewhere doing, I might be in the tub, and
Mhm.
something will just click, and I'll be
Come
like,
to you.
God, I remember, and then I'll get out and do the story time because it'll be something that jarred that memory. So
Mhm.
that's what my story times come from. So they're very genuine, and they sometimes there may be months and months and months where I don't do a story time, but when something comes up or if something happens in the moment,
Mhm.
then
Right.
I'll do a story time. But yeah, I still definitely that is still a segment that will still be found on my channel.
Channel, yeah, and honestly, I've been going back watching a lot of old footage, back in the day, just to see how your transition from back in the day to now, and it's just like it's amazing when you look at people and how they've come from then to now, because like back then, like I know you did like a lot of some videos like just sitting in your looks like a living room that
Mhm.
you were sitting in and just talking to the camera, and now it's like I'll be looking at you now, you got like this whole big like production, like, well, to us it seems like a production because you got everything so well organized, and that's one thing I've always admired about your work is that everything is like so well organized on the schedule put together. Like I love it, like 1000%, and that's what I like to see when it comes to the evolution of a person, and that's something that I can only hope one day that I'll get to, because I didn't realize how hard it is to maintain a channel
Oh,
putting out content until I started doing it.
it is interesting. But no, y'all are like leaps and bounds. Y'all are like 3 years in from like where when I started, you know, camera is all pixelated and it's all foggy and you know that kind of stuff. And now y'all are like, you know, shoot. When I first started doing videos, my early videos they were done with tablet, and then I started, you know, I moved to doing them with a phone, and it, I've been through some different little transitions, so it takes a while to
Wow,
get, you
yeah.
know, it takes a while, and I still got a while to go.
Hey, well, look, with everything going on, it looks like we're gonna be in the house for a minute, so it's a lot of time to work on bringing things up. Look, but that's a whole nother subject I'm gonna get into on the social club. You can catch me on tonight on Savon's channel because I got some things I need to say and get off my chest about it going on in Atlanta today and everywhere else. People tearing up shit around here.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I was running. I literally got ready to get on camera with you in like 10 minutes because I got caught because one of the Trezur children was in DC, downtown DC, like right in the midst of DC and the protest. And I'm like online, a whole mess. So it's, yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot going on.
And you know, and like I said, in today's world, that's one of the things that I do admire that YouTube has taught me that people need people need an outlet to go to because like we are living in such like difficult dark times. And I'm gonna be honest, like YouTube, I spend a lot of time on YouTube. If I didn't have YouTube on my phone, I don't know what I don't even look at my cable channel. I look at y'all, like I look at all my YouTube content creators out there because y'all to me are more entertaining. Like I do watch the Oval. And I thought about doing reviews of the Oval, but you know, like I said, I think everybody has their strength and weakness. And for me, I feel like my strengths are as far as just speaking on certain things that I feel like I'm passionate about. But for some reason, I can watch a whole show and not remember anything that happened. But then if I go back and watch it, I can remember it. Like it comes back to me. So I'm not good with doing reviews of shows. Like even with you, I have no like I know. Like I got a whole note card here behind me.
This is field. This is all the shows that you see. I can't sit. Boy, I'm darn near 50 years old. You think I sit down and remember all those little details that go on throughout a whole 1 hour show? No. I sit with an ink pen and a pad of paper. Or you can sit with your phone, and if you feel like you want to review a show, do it.
Do it.
Do
Okay.
Don't, before you say that you can't do it, try it. Try
Okay.
it. Because you see me doing a whole lot of stuff, and you'll
Right.
hear people poking fun at me and say, "Oh, your reviews," and people don't watch your reviews. Don't be fooled. My
Right.
reviews are the foundation of my channel.
Okay. And I
These
can
are
tell. And I can tell that.
channel. My those reviews are the foundation of my channel. Period.
Period. That's
Period.
it. Cause I mean, like I can tell, like when when you start to get in your like your space and get to going, look, it's a
Yeah.
wrap. I'm like, oh, there you go.
And I'm on the paper. I'm on the paper the whole time.
And to all the fans out there of Spill It Boy, thank y'all so much. Just want to see and give a quick shout out to thank y'all so much for coming in on the live. Once again, y'all, I'm looking at y'all comments and you know I'm talking to Spill It Boy, so I do greatly appreciate the commentary and the comments, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe this video, like everything because like I said, I am a new YouTube content creator and you know like I said, I want to capture the essence of you know other YouTube content creators to bring them on my platform to show that you know hey this is a close you know knit as far as family that we've all and you know that I feel like I'm a part of just because of the fact that like I said it helps me get through you know as far as a lot of rough days when I'm you know dealing with you know my sickle cell being in pain and you know things of that nature. So thank you all you know, Spillit Boys fans who are on my channel watching. Like, I'm very grateful. Thank you to all the Mr. 68 fans that are on the channel. Like, I greatly appreciate. Just want to give that shout out. Let y'all know I'm watching y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all in the comments. I see y'all. See y'all.
You all have created a good group. You are all separately. You are all strong, and y'all are strong together. So I'm always watching. Always watching. If I see y'all going left, y'all gonna hear my mouth be like, mm-mm, mm-mm. You have the choice to either listen or don't listen. But remember, I've been singular, I've been part of groups, and I've been singular. So listen. But y'all have a good thing going. You all respect each other really well, and you all have a good thing going.
I do appreciate, and that means a lot coming from you. And I do see you be sneaking in. I'll be like, he down. I know he down there watching. Like he got his eyes peeled.
I was swinged out from the bushes in a hot minute.
Just out of nowhere. So with that being said, I wanted to get down into the other part of my segment, which is I need to know, and you can, and like I said, you're more than welcome to, as far as educate me, because I have been trying to figure out who the hell do you be talking about on Trezur Lane? Because I'd be like, baby, he be going in on these people, but I be wearing them out. When I tell you reading for filth, like we are going in, like I'd be like, and I'd be saying like, okay, maybe I missed something because like I said, I just honestly, I just started watching you when I met you on Chi Chi's live, so that's what led me to your channel. So I'm new to the game, and I'm trying to like get caught up to speed and stuff, but I still be sometimes I be like, baby, whoever this person is that he's talking about, these mystery people, baby, I know if they watching this YouTube video, I know they
They
look.
watch and they be stomping. Maybe they're stomping on the floor. That's it. No, we ain't giving them folks no free promo. But listen, the longer you stay, you'll find folks will want to beef with you and they will pick and they will do things to you. And you have the choice to either let it go or to
Okay,
respond.
respond.
I will say the politically correct thing to do is to really kind of let it go
Hmm.
or cuss a bitch out. I'm just who I am. I'm who I've always been. I don't I don't do bullying very well.
Right.
So when you want to beef with me and you pick too much, you will
Hmm.
catch the other side, and then that's when you get those little videos where you're all confused, like who's he talking to? But you know they're being talked about. I
Right.
run into that stuff.
Well, look, I'm definitely engaged and tuned in because when I tell you from that the beginning of that catchy beat that you be up there bopping to over there all around behind your desk to them reads, I'll be over there living like I be getting my life about to fall out the bed laughing. It is hilarious. And if y'all haven't seen it, be sure to Spillitboy TV and catch Trezur Lane, catch them reads on there because I'm telling you, some of y'all need an education and learning how to read 101. Okay, get your life.
Don't get caught up in don't get caught up in the beef. Don't let nobody push you around, but don't get caught up in the beefs.
Don't get caught up in the beef.
Don't believe
Gotcha.
it. A lot of people believe they can build their channel from beefing with someone with higher numbers.
Right.
That does not work. It
Right.
doesn't work. I don't care what anybody tells you. That doesn't work.
Right.
Push up against the wrong person, and the people who follow them will bury you.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, keep in
Exactly.
mind, most of us in this sector, we share a lot of the same subscribers. You
Hmm.
push up against the wrong person that the subscribers really, really like, and you'll watch your numbers go down overnight.
Look, drop like the Tower of Terror.
Overnight, you will find yourself trying to get back qualified to get to your 1,000. I've seen people literally fall up underneath 1,000.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that because that's one of the things that has always been a fear of mine is that I don't like I told myself when I created this channel, Lord forbid if anything ever pop off to where because I see a lot of it happen to where you have people they get into like this circle of beef. Like there's a whole thing they call mukbang drama, I think, where the whole like mukbangers in the mukbang
But
community
that's everywhere.
have like this whole circle of drama between them because and I'm just saying like how does that even happen? But then I understand that sometimes you have one bad apple in the bunch and it just completely just causes a whole situation amongst everybody, and now you find yourself in this vicious cycle.
It is. There's beef. They say it's the beef sector. There is beefing in every part of YouTube. Makeup, mukbang, um, gamers, whatever you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Techies, every sector of YouTube, there is beef. They fight with
Yeah.
each other. It's because there's always somebody up here and there's always somebody down here and there's people in the middle. And there's always beef. Always. They
Yeah.
find something because you think mukbang, what they're eating, what they arguing about? Child, somebody ain't got an extra piece of chicken and they be going off. So don't believe it. Music, sewing, even the sewing, every sector of YouTube, they beef. Trust me when I tell you.
See it all the time.
There's always a little green monster running around. Somebody is always jealous of somebody, or somebody wants something, or somebody wants to bring somebody down, and then everybody's not going to let you talk bad about them. Everybody's not going to let you pick at them or troll them, and then you end up with these beefs. And then when it goes off of YouTube is where the problem comes. It gets ugly. People start talking about folks' families, and people get the doxing, and listen, it's ugly, but it is that's the beast. Part of the beast is what it is.
And you definitely gotta have tough skin, like for sure. Gotta have tough skin. So the last part that I wanted to get into here, and then I'm gonna go into the Q&A in case any of your fans, want to come on, supporters or watchers of Mr. 68 as well. If y'all want to come on, I wanted to see him just get just a little snippet, just a little snippet, Spillitboy, just a little snippet into your love life. Now, listen.
Here we go.
Listen, all I'm saying is, for the people that are watching out there, just to sit here and set any record straight, do you have a love interest, and are you a single man or are you a taken man as of right now?
I am single. Very much single.
All right. Do you see yourself ever in do you see yourself ever in a relationship? Do you see yourself, because I know that you been in a relationship, but do you ever see yourself in another relationship?
Possibly.
Okay.
There's no main reason why I don't date. I'm a hard dater.
Hard dater.
Yeah.
So when you say hard dater, let me take a sip. Okay. When you say a hard dater, what do you mean by hard dater?
I'm hard to date because I don't play. I've been around long enough to know most of the games that get played. So I'm a hard dater because right from the door I see when things are going left, and I'm not going to play. And games, I'll shut it down. Right. So that's why I say I'm a hard dater. I'm hard to get a hold of. Not that I'm a special, but I can't be taken on a ride. Nah.
And do you give a lot of your female friends advice as far as your female, well, not female, but your female supporters, people that watch you? Like, do you ever and whether they're female or man even, do you ever do y'all? Because I do see that y'all do lives and sometimes where you interact with your fans and stuff. Do you? Has there ever been times you ever given advice as far as if somebody comes on and asks how to deal with a situation, you give them advice on what to do?
I have a whole segment called Ask James where I actually take questions, and I used to do it every week. I don't do it every week anymore, but they'll send me letters and I'll answer letters. A lot of them are love, life, and all kind of stuff. So yeah, I do give advice. I will give advice. From my perspective,
I need to be on that channel. I need to be on that channel. I need to be on that act segment because I can't seem to see and find a man worth a damn down here in Georgia. So I definitely need to, come on one of them segments to see if you can, possibly enlighten me, Spill It Boy.
On there wrong, guys. So if you come on there wrong, it'll tear you up. So don't. And I'm always straight. Don't come on there crying. Don't come on there crying. Well, you done did some stuff out of order, and then I have to tell you. I'll tell you when you're out of order. Hey, D-Star.
Hey, D-Star. So would you ever date a younger person?
Ask James letters. All you have to do is send it to me at SpillitboyTV@gmail, and title it "Hey James," and it might end up in a video.
Well, y'all hear from him. If you ever got an issue, if that man is in here treating you right, if the dick trash, or whether you just can't find a man, honey, just whatever the case may be, you hit him up in this email. He gonna send get you right on together. There y'all go. Look, here's what it is.
Be surprised. People write the letters and they be incriminating themselves in the first paragraph.
Look, what Cloud said, Mr. Recently in one of James' reading for 5th editions, he let us know you read you need to use more than your body sexually. Okay, you know what? I definitely agree.
Absolutely.
I definitely do agree. I definitely agree with that. That's why I like to get inside a person's head. Wink, wink. Anyways, that's why I believe mental stimulation is a good, way of holding that person to really captivate them and bring them in to you, because a nut is a nut. That's gonna last for what, 5 or 6 seconds. You're gonna remember it if it's good, true enough. But at a certain point, when you get to a certain age, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not about to be out here seeing trying to break a bone, trying to see him get thrown across the room and seeing throw other people across the room. Because I'm a Scorpio. Sometimes I have a little kinky side. So you gotta have something else as a person get older. I can't be out here doing that. I ain't gonna be breaking no bone. My bones ain't gonna heal like that back like they used to. Okay, I can't do it. Just like there's things I can't do now. But that's a whole nother story. We can get into that. However, with
kinky is fine, but don't wrap it in lies and games, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I think one of my biggest things that I deal with is that I am truly, honestly, I am a very nice, good-hearted person, and I do feel like that because I don't have that bad boy image. I feel like sometimes it kind of works against me. Yeah, people say, I'm a pretty boy. Yeah, I'm tall. I get all of that, but I really feel like that one of the reasons why I am single is because of the fact that I'm not as well. For one, I made it be known that I like trans. For those of you that may not know, I'm a person identified that likes trans, by gay, straight, whatever the case. Like I'm a supporter of it all. So that's how I come to be bisexual, and I do feel like that bisexual people sometimes they get overlooked. But hey, that's the life. It is what it is. And if the time comes and the time is right, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it's all good. Like I say, I believe and I learn. That's all that matters.
Patience, grasshopper. Patience.
Yes. So, I definitely do. Thank you, Spillitboy. Like I said, this is my really first, real one-on-one interview, I would say, with someone. And like I said, I don't feel like I dig too deep. I feel like I dig deep enough. I don't think I did such a bad job at digging too deep, but I definitely do thank you for coming on my channel here. and if any of y'all in the comments, if y'all want to come on, my moderator will drop this link down there, and y'all can gladly come on, interact with us, in the last couple of minutes of this segment here, and just have us a good old time while I sip on my non-ass alcoholic beverage. Woohoo! I'm just saying, it's a struggle out here. Like I be needing some alcohol. Like I saw they had a peach Stella Rosa, and I wanted to buy it so bad, but I was like, I've been doing good. I finally feel great. you know, trying to get myself back in good shape and stuff. So I was like, let me not drink the alcohol because I ain't trying to have no hospitalization and stuff. I got I got a full-time job outside of this. It's just a lot.
Right. If
Just a
you
lot.
know it's an issue, leave it where it's at.
You know, sometimes a bitch can drive you to drinking.
This is true. This is true. This is true. See, that's the type of stuff I'm trying to avoid. I ain't got time for it.
Can drive you to drinking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is until I see someone, you know, if y'all do drop down and they click on the StreamYard that T Bless just posted, I'm gonna go back through some of these comments that I missed up here. I'm gonna go back on my iPad because I'm a little nearsighted, so I can't see that very well. Just to give some shout outs to the people that came on here, these new faces I see in the chat here. KG looks like, I believe is the name. Is that, I think that's one of you, looks like one of your supporters that came on. Thank you, KG, for coming on tonight and blessing us with your presence. I do greatly appreciate it. It's very much greatly appreciated. V Clary, Clary, V Clary, yes. The bacon, she put the bacon chip lady being a mammy. Oh, she's probably talking about one of your story
Story
times.
time. Mm-hmm.
All right, NF.
That's one of the
NF said,
popular ones.
right. Look, that part. All right, Sylvia. We have to, Sylvia said we have to drive the bitch off a cliff. Yes, Sylvia, definitely. Definitely. Clouds, looks like Cloud said you can come drink wine with me. I'm quite sure I can come drink wine with you. What you looking like, Clouds? Hey, Clouds. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me calm down. Calm and Sophia words, calm down. Alex Van Der Bloom says, question, Spillitboy, are you attracted to bad boys? Where that question? Let me go catch that.
I am. I am.
Oh, you like bad boys. All right then. Come on for the bad boys. So you like when somebody's saying, come in there and tear that ass up.
I have my moments. I have my moments.
All right then. Well, you heard that. You answered the question. You did like bad boy. So if you a bad boy and you think you got a shot, hey, look, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. All I gotta say. All I gotta say. All right. KG says I'm not camera ready. Whatever. Matter of fact, you can turn your camera off, KG, and you can still come in and chat. You ain't gotta have your camera on. See there? I'm telling you, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to get you right. Get you right. Cloud said, "Come through, CUM." You know what, Clouds? You a freak, and this got to be one of Spillitboy's fans. I know it. Yeah, you a freak. It's okay though. I know y'all got some freaky deakies on there on Trezur Lane. Let me find out. Let me find out y'all got some freaks on Trezur Lane. I'm gonna pack a bag tonight and come over there with my wine glass and my non-ass alcoholic beverage and come over there and see what kind of freakiness we can get into.
Listen.
Erica Bird says, yes, I'm definitely playing the replay. Love you, James. Oh, thank you, Erica. All right, y'all. Well, if nobody has, as far as wants to come in, without further ado here, I'm going to go ahead and close out on this interview because I wanted to give myself some time to get myself together and before I hop on, because Savon them, honey. Whew, they'll probably be there about 4 or 5 hours. So I'm gonna need an intermission.
T-Pool question.
Oh, Steve T. Bless says, question, you are very relaxed in your space. How do you stay unbothered and find time to support others through all the mess?
Because it's necessary. It's necessary to, first of all, I don't, half of what they saying, if you're lying, like it doesn't mean anything. A good read is based in truth. So if you hit me with some truth that shakes me, then okay, then we'll deal with that when we get to it. But if you sitting there lying or making up something, then I'm basically just looking at you like, you done yet? And then I'll fire you up. So a lot of the little stuff to be going on. It's not stuff that I haven't told you all about myself.
Right.
So that's
Right.
a lot of why I'm always kind of unbothered. And as far as supporting others, that's necessary. That's necessary. It's always good to have somebody that will reach out to help, because it wasn't always like that when I came through this YouTube thing. I didn't always have that. So
Yeah. And these star acts, what is James Spillitboy's zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn. Stone
He's
cold.
a Capricorn. He's a Capricorn. Y'all hear that? He a Capricorn. Capricorn realness. Come through, Capricorn. Okay. D-Star, he said he is a Capricorn. All right then. Spillitboy, why do you think one is attracted? This came from Alex Van Der Bloom on terrible names. All right. Spillitboy, why do you think one is attracted to bad boys when they might not be the best fit? Oh, here we go.
That's the draw. That's the draw. You always kind of are drawn to what you know ain't no damn good for you. That's the draw. But you got to be adult enough to know not to really mess with it. Y'all's question was, do I like it? I do like it. Will I mess with it? No. That wasn't part of y'all's question.
You gotta ask the right question.
Generally made child where people have glorified their foolishness. You know what I mean? People love a train wreck. You love a train wreck.
True.
But you gotta okay, just look at it and keep it moving.
Cause Lord knows I don't have my share of crazy ass man.
You know, bad boys they groovy. They're that whole little don't give a shit attitude. You'd be like, oh, look at them, honey, and leave them right where they at.
That's that part. That's why I'm to myself right now because of that. Honestly, I done learned my lesson.
Where they are.
Spillit, okay. And Anthony Brown, hey Anthony, says, what inspired you to become a YouTube influencer?
Like I was saying earlier, it was a friend of mine. It was a friend of mine, my girlfriend Terry, Terry Gelshauser. It was literally, she was like, why don't you do some reviews on RuPaul's Drag Race? And that's what actually brought me over here. Instead of blogging it, I didn't feel like writing because I was already writing.
Right.
So I decided to do a vlog instead. So it was all my girlfriend Terry's idea.
Okay.
Yep. Best thing we ever came up with.
Look, it worked out. Clearly you're doing something right. So hey, it worked out.
So, yeah.
Yes. NF said, what is one of the main things you want to do once the quarantine is over with?
Oh, I think I want to go shopping. I want to go shopping.
I definitely want to go shopping a lot because I'm telling you, this is the second time I actually put on some real clothes. Like, because I don't have no reason to sit here and do anything. Like, I don't have no reason to sit here and actually get dressed, actually, and go nowhere. So, I mean, the only thing I wear around the house is hoodies. So I was like, at least by being on lives and being on YouTube and doing interviews and doing stuff like that, I said this would give me a new outlet to at least dress the top half of my body. You know, as I said, dress the top half.
And go to the movies too, because I go to the movies a lot too. I'll go to the movies.
Okay.
Go to the movies.
What kind of movies do you like?
I watch all kind of movies, like all kinds of movies.
Scary. Oh, okay. Everything. Like there's nothing that you don't like.
All kind of movies. I don't like I'm not much on like war pictures and stuff like that. I don't like no garbage like that. But give me some. I like horror movies, comedy. I'm not a big science fiction person. Not a big science fiction.
Really?
And that's the fun. I don't miss bingo like that, Clouds. You know they think that I love bingo. Like bingo is my. I don't miss it. I really don't. I don't miss it like that. It's okay, but I'm like, it's all right.
Mm. Okay. All right then. And Anthony Brown said most influencers do not help or support other YouTubers. Why do you feel the need to be so supportive?
Because of that very reason. Because of that very reason. That the business model for YouTube is really collaboration. The business model for building YouTube channels properly is collaboration, and people
Right.
aren't open to it. You know, and that's
Right.
never been my experience. They've never been open to it. The larger YouTubers are kind of like, you know, they I've never really seen that. So that's why I'm like, be the
Right.
change you want to see. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Sly Sylvia Williams said, "What advice would you give someone who wants to start a YouTube channel?"
turn the camera on.
Right, that part.
And turn the camera on. You got to go ahead and make some mistakes so you have somewhere to learn from. You know, you can't avoid all the mistakes. Turn the camera on. Turn the camera on.
No,
And
and I'm gonna be
the people that come to you, they'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Trust me.
oh,
They will tell you what you are doing that they do not like. They will let you know.
oh my goodness. Look, I'm gonna be very honest. So as you know, as we stated earlier in the interview, like I mean, I was doing YouTube, but once I started actually like getting subscribers, and the funny thing is that the way I came about getting subscribers was not the way I wanted to gain subscribers. And it probably would end up, I guess, being one of my regrets down the road, only because of the fact that it wasn't even intended. I only made the video first of all to
You
vent,
telling me you
and
did
because I
messy?
say what
Are you telling me that you did something messy and it brought you
I
some?
did. Yes, so look, this is what
Yes,
happened.
I know what happened. I know what happened. I know what happened. But guess what happens? You don't continue to be messy, they're going to leave. So you ain't got to worry about redeeming yourself. They're going to leave. Don't
And
worry.
then the bad part is that I was gagging because people was coming for me in the comments. Like they was commenting, like his fans was coming for me in the
What I told you
comments.
about beefing. When you go try to beef with, you pick a beef with a bigger YouTuber, you're going to get torn. And you might have one good month, and then in the next months to come, they're going to leave. And some of your loyal people might leave with them. That's the problem of
Right,
creating a beef. You know,
right,
it's creating a beef is a problem. It's okay to give your commentary on a situation, but if
right,
you poke
right,
when nobody asked you to poke,
right.
it's gonna get your ass in trouble.
Right, and that part, and that's why I knew I had an end game. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop it right here, and that's gonna be it because I already knew what other stuff I actually had in mind. So, and then it's funny because it's like even as of now, people are still talking about the situation that I really don't like. I mean, I still do like comment underneath and thank them for the support, but I really got to get out of the habit because now I've gotten into the habit of where I want to like every single comment and I want to comment on every single comment, and it's overwhelming. So I have to tell myself not to be in the comments a lot under my like I'm gonna be in the comments, but not like thinking that I can respond to everybody because as you get bigger, it's gonna be kind of like hard to do.
I still read all my comments. I don't respond to all of them, but I still read all my comments.
Read all of right.
Mhm. Yeah, engagement
Cloud
is very important.
Cloud says I have saw James support YouTube channels that were that was boring as hell, but he pushed them and now they have subscribers. Mr. 68 James has patience. All right then. Well, come on through. So you saw the best in them.
Mhm.
You saw potential.
Yeah, because of course everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. I ain't for everybody.
But look, I already know I'm not for everybody. Let me tell you right now. Because I try not to see one thing, and this is my another thing that I told myself that I don't really like talking about. I don't really like discussing politics. That's just me. I
I
don't
don't.
really get into politics.
I don't. I
Just
don't.
I can't do it.
33K subscribers, and people will come to me. You need to be tough. Don't tell me what I need to be talking about. Don't discuss politics, and I never have, and I'm not, and I won't be forced into it. It's not what I do. I have a feel-good channel. I'm over there to kiki, cackle, and act a fool with the people. That's what I do.
That's it.
I'm not in it to be arguing about politics. That's not what my channel's about.
That's it. You're right. There you go. And there you have it. Mr. Exuding. I recognize him. That's a Spillitboy support. That's a Spillitboy fan.
Yeah.
Hard, die-core fan, honey. But nowadays, YouTubers like James Charles, they started collabs again to bring more traffic to their channel.
Right. Because somebody done pulled their coattail to the fact that this is what works. And you can gain from the bottom. You know, you can get, there's people at the bottom that ain't doing, you know what I mean? You have 1 million subscribers. There's people who are just coming into YouTube that ain't paying you no attention.
Right. That part right there.
Know who you are. Yeah.
Know who you are. Spillitboy, are we cleaning up tonight? Question mark.
Nobody did anything to make me get at them.
I told you they love you. They love that cleanup series. They be living for the.
They want me to act messy. Ain't nobody did that to make me get at them. Well, they have. I'm not going to go get at them. I'm gonna let them stew in it for a little bit.
And NF says, James, you is very honest. Excuse me. You is very honest and genuine. You are very honest and genuine.
I try.
All righty then. Come on through. Anybody got any more questions here? Anybody want to come on? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. You can tell I still got church in me too much because I'll break out in the hymn in a second. Y'all can just bear with me, honey. Just bear with me. But Mr. Exuding, they asked James. Hold on.
Yeah, ask
James is coming back.
Going anywhere? I probably won't do it weekly like I was, but it hasn't gone anywhere. People still send letters.
All righty then. The X James series. I'm telling you, I'm gonna definitely be sending a letter. Watch now. Don't be surprised. Question for you two. What's your opinion about sleeping with fans? Ooh.
Somebody's guilty, I guess. Are you guilty of that?
I'm not guilty, but I'm not even gonna lie. I've had this thought in the back of my head only because of the fact that I said, you know, I'm the person that I be thinking of random stuff. Like I'm the person that thinks of just all kinds of stuff that could happen as a result of one thing happening, which that one thing is me having a YouTube channel. And I told myself, I was like, what if you meet the love of your life through this YouTube thing? I said, wouldn't that be like the irony of that would happen? But then I said, what if it ends up not being, and now y'all two stuck together? Y'all are sitting here busted down top together and everything in between. And now look, now you gotta sit here and have that, you know, they still supporting your channel and being a fan, but you know, you always seeing them in the comments.
Just like somebody else, right?
Look, my mind just stay. I think too much. That's all.
It's no different. It's no different. Online stuff is no different than when you're meeting people out. You don't know the people when you meet them out.
Let's see. Clouds, Mr. 68. I have a question. Can you? What he said? Hold on. Can you stand up? You know what? I'm not fooling with you. So I know this is a Spillitboy interview, but you know, one thing about me that y'all will learn is that I hold back nothing. So don't ask me a question that you don't want to know the answer to, because if you ask me, I'm gonna sit here and tell you. So in order to answer your question, Klaus, you're asking, do I have a big thing tree trunk? Well, I would be in lane. I would like to enlighten you that yes, at 6'8", God did bless me in certain areas, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Classy and cute.
Is that what stand up and elbow cough means?
No, because see, I ain't got no like. I only got underwear on. I only got underwear on, so I ain't trying to have YouTube thinking that I'm Pornhub.com over here.
Oh, yeah, 'cause we'll shut you down.
Speaking of
Right on down.
speaking of which, you know what? I'm glad I mentioned that because I need to ask somebody who actually has experience before I get back to the comments. How far can you take the YouTube thing when it comes to being risque per se?
Standing up in your underwear won't get you shut down, but standing
Okay.
up with your underwear will get you shut down.
Okay. All right. So, like, you know how when it asks you, um, is this, I think, what is it safe for kids or something like that? You have to go and select in
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
the yeah, studio.
If you not, kids are just, it's easier not to mess with it. If you're not doing a family vlog where your children are a part of the vlog, it's best to just click no and just keep the kids off your channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know because I didn't never understand. Like, I mean,
Click
I knew what it meant
no.
generally, but I didn't understand.
And if you're not doing, if you decide to have children or adopt children, and then you have the children as a part of what you do on your channel, and that's
Mm-hmm.
all you do on your channel, other than
Mm-hmm.
that, leave it alone.
Gotcha. All right then. All
Anthony, what are
righty.
you saying? If you were dating, would you include your lover in your channel? No, 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 no. Because if you're dating
Yeah.
and you include your lover, then when you're not dating that lover anymore, you have to include that breakup as part of your channel. So no.
And I see that a lot.
I watched it go on, and I've watched it go down over here on Facebook. I've seen it, child. Remember, you date online, out in the public. You break up online, out in the public.
That is true.
How do
That
you
is very true.
feel putting other people? Wait. How do you feel about people putting their personal business on YouTube? I don't have an issue with it because I'm a person that I live out loud, so I don't have those issues. So when somebody called
Mhm.
herself coming to blast me with my tea, you can't blast me with my tea. Doesn't work. You can try to blast me
Right.
with my eye, but I done already gave the tea. So yeah, I don't. I live in a way that I can always look at myself in the mirror. So that keeps
Right.
me from a lot of. And if you watch my channel, then you know I've already been through that where people try to blast you with tea. Ain't no tea, boo boo. Ain't
Yeah,
no
you can't bless somebody with their own tea.
period. I already told. Okay,
And
I already told the people. Come again next
and
Wednesday.
and that's my that's my thing. I always say that. Hey Miss, is
T
it T Velocity? T
velocity.
Velocity.
T
Hey
velocity.
now, YouTube has strict rules that will put or flag your video with the quickness.
Yes,
Look,
they do.
we
Yes,
learned.
you show
Look,
your
we learned that.
baby, they will shut the big man down, honey. You don't show your little baby on your channel. You want to show your
Look,
little man, go get your OnlyFans.
just like the other last Sunday on Jasmine Divine is in the comments, but last Sunday Jasmine Divine put up an intro in her video.
Mhm.
She put up an intro in her video, and like I guess she had maybe like taken. She said it was pulled from somewhere that said that you could I guess like use it on YouTube or something, but she pulled it and put it in the intro. And child, when I tell you that video, that live stream went down with quickness, like
Yeah,
before it can even get up, I was like, oh my god, like what is going on?
watch,
Like,
watch.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how did that happen? Like, I mean, like, do we have somebody out there watching 24/7? But yeah, they would do that. They would definitely do that. But I will say that, I told myself that I will always be transparent on my channel no matter what people may feel. Because people used to always blast me on Facebook because they'd be like, you always telling your business. You always, sharing your past and, how, you've been raped, molested and, you done dealt with, men at an early age and, did this and did that with a woman. But I'm like, this is my story though. And, my thing is that this my truth.
That's part of what draws people to you. If you're comfortable, people know when you're. Listen, let me just tell you flat out. People know chicken shit from chicken salad. Okay, so if you make up something and you just talk it in circles, people know. They know. They may not call you on it in the very beginning, but eventually they're going to call you on it. They know. That is one of my things. The people that come out to my channel, they know it is what it is. I'll just go on and tell it. And I'll tell what it is, right, wrong, or I'll tell you what I did wrong and what it is what it is. Like I said, you're not going to blast me with my tea. See, I had a person that came out and they thought they were blasting my tea, and over half of my people knew exactly what they was talking about already. It was like, child, get on out of here with that, child. We already knew that. So it's, again, the thing is to live in a way that you can always look yourself in the mirror. If you're doing something that you can't look yourself directly in the mirror, then you need to stop. You need to stop. If you're embarrassed or you feel like you need to hide it, then you need to stop. Period. Stop. Period. Because again, it's going to come back. And if you're saying something that you think you shouldn't be saying, stop. These videos, they're forever. They're forever. You should always conduct yourself in a way that you feel someone else is screen recording you. And you have no issues. Don't tell anything that you can't stand in. Don't tell a lie that you can't stand in. Don't tell no business that you can't stand in. Because it will come back. It will come back. And a lot of times, most times, it'll be somebody who was down the front row. Was down the front row giving, yes, bitch, yes. And the first time the stuff go down, that'll be the very whore that's down there that's telling it all. So, it
great advice. And I think that is great advice, and that is definitely, I feel like that the best thing that can be given these days when it comes to that. Because people, like I said, people, the main ones, they be talking about you. I'm telling you, they still watch you. They may not seem that but they still be watching everything you be doing, even though they be talking about you.
Yeah, I'll tell y'all in a minute. I am not embarrassed to tell you, everybody who hates me, baby, I'll be sitting in their bushes like this.
Have you guys dealt with defamation?
Behind the scenes, very quietly. That's how you deal with defamation. You deal with it very quietly. You let them keep talking, and you stop talking.
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna put that one in my glass jar for myself.
And I know a lot of people been wanting to know. You deal with it quietly. That's how you do it. And remember, when you're beefing with someone, you are also beefing with their fans. They will dox you and your family. Absolutely. That's the truth. My brother's been doxxed. Pictures of my kids been put up. Pictures of my mama been put up. My address out there. Pictures of my house. Pictures of my car. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And what it mean? What it mean? You gonna make one of these payments, honey? That's whatever. Yeah, that's your channel behind the scenes of defamation. It's hilarious. You know what?
Well, you know what? I always say this. I think the only thing that I be thinking about in the back of my head, because like I said, I did have my day, and I've said this on many other channels. I was the in denial hoe, and I'm just gonna sit here and leave it at that. With that being said, yeah, there may be pigs floating around. I'm not gonna sit here and knock it, and if they ever come back up, oh well, then yeah.
Well, it is what it is. You did what you did, but you just admitted that was a problem, right?
Yeah.
Or was that a problem? You see that as a problem?
Well, here's my thing. This is what it was. It was simply, back in the day, you swap pics or whatever. Some people maybe long distance relationship and whatever the reason, or they may not. Just if you're just getting to know somebody, and sometimes sexting can be the only way to get to know that person. So
Well, texting, I don't. I mean, I don't think that's being a hoe. That's not. Listen. You talk about your little business all the time, so you're happy with it. So there's no real issue about it. If you send a picture out about it, you're obviously not feeling any kind of way about it, or are you?
I mean, as far as like when it comes to the actual pictures that would be out there, I mean, at this particular point in my life, it is what it is. So I'm not too much concerned because if it does come back, hey, somebody sees my ding dong, that just is what it is.
Yeah,
I
because you
feel like that.
sent it out there, and like I said, when you do it, you that once you click the button, it ain't yours no more.
Right, it's not yours no more. That's
It ain't
it.
anywhere. Anywhere.
Right.
Because there's tons of boys who are straight who have sent their pictures, and their pictures are all over all of the gay sites.
Hmm.
So
That's right.
listen, if you got a problem, sit down and don't push the button because you can't take it back. Anything you post, you can't take it back. And I don't care how many things you could erase it off the hard drive, erase it off your phone, erase it off your YouTube. I don't care. Somebody got it. Somebody got it.
Somebody somebody got it, and
And it will be showing up again. When you get on Love and Hip Hop, it's going to show up 2 weeks after the show premieres. It's going to be in 2 weeks. It's going to be on the Shade Room, and it better be big. Because if it's not, we're all going to laugh. That's just the way it is. It's going to be all over Twitter. We all going to have it on our phone laughing.
Look, it's just the God
Ask
understood.
Young Jock.
And yes, you are right, Sylvie. We all have done something dumb. Like I'm telling you, back in the day, I used to. I'm not even gonna lie. I was gullible. I was a boy from the country, and me and Jasmine and Savon, we all had this debate on live. It wasn't that I was going from person to person. It's just that I was so hung up on wanting to be in love that I would meet somebody and we would as far as we getting to know each other and have sex and then you don't hear from them and then it's just the cycle kind of just evolves and continues from there because you're like, oh, maybe this is the one, maybe this is the one, maybe this is the one. And then before you know it, you up to
Yeah. By the time when you figure out, damn, you got a bad name for yourself.
I mean, hey, it's
A reputation will always outlive you.
yeah,
Oh,
it would always outlive. So, and that's the reason why for me, I had to get to the bottom of it and find out for myself to love myself first. And so I went and got counseling for all of that because I felt like that it was the only way I could break the cycle of stop putting myself. Because I do feel like sometimes we can put ourselves in situations that keeps hurting us continuously because of the fact that we don't realize what we're doing because we're so determined on seeing this one thing and that's it. So that
yeah.
was my
Share
you
yourself.
know
Everybody that tells you you're cute. Everybody that tells you you're cute, you don't share yourself with them.
that part. And that right there is the takeaway that I want everybody to know is that just because a person tell you cute, just because they buy you a drink, don't fall for it.
You say, would you
Don't
forgive someone that so-called spilled your tea, or would you pay them dust? Um, I'll deal with them accordingly. That's what I'll say. I would deal with them accordingly.
say, look, would you forgive someone that is that so-called spiritual, or would you pay them this? I mean, honestly, I mean, I've had it happen to me before. So, I mean, at this particular point in my life, I mean, like you said, I would just forgive him and move on, because I mean some things are just not worth the energy into going back and forth over it. I mean, it's done. What's done is done. It is what it is.
I ain't
And that's
saying.
just the God honest truth.
No. Every situation is different.
Yeah,
Every situation is different, but you deal with each one of them accordingly. But every situation is different for me.
that's true. That is very true. Just like, just like there was a situation that happened. And I'm laughing about it now because, like I said, this was 10 years ago. So y'all got to keep in mind, I'm 31 now. So I was maybe like 21, 22 back then. But anyways, I took this man home one night. He was maybe like 22. Took him home one night, and I guess I was going through it because I am very vocal that yeah, I do battle with depression, and dealing with as far as mental stuff as it pertains to working on myself. So back then I was a full on mess. Like the person you see now was not the person back then. I can tell you, like I can rest assured tell you that much. Long story short, we took the boy back home. Somehow we got to talking about stuff, breaking down and crying. The guy kissed me. He had a boyfriend. His boyfriend was my old growing up sandbox friend back in school. We didn't. What happened is that we had a group, like this person and the friend, back from sandbox days. We all had a group that we had created, like a group that helped, like black young gay men talk about different problems they have. Long story short, I disclosed the information within the group, and it got back to the person, the sandbox person, and he called me 2 o'clock in the morning, pretty much, and I'm quite sure you can imagine what that conversation went like.
Oh man.
so, so I mean, from that point on, that was a learning experience for me, and that's why I have certain things where I just completely don't partake in. I don't get caught up in anymore because, like I said, you can, if you're vulnerable, people see that. Sometimes you can get caught up in stuff that you shouldn't be caught up in.
Yeah, you literally had pillow talk with a person that ain't had no business in your bedroom.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I said again, just slow down. That's all. From that you learn slow down. Slow down. Hi, Silent. What's up,
Hey,
baby?
Silent.
I see
What's
aesthetics guru out there. What's up, love? Yeah, just
silent artist in the room?
neither one of y'all were both moving too fast.
Yes, it was a mess. And the crazy part is that this person, like I see them in passing to this day, and they still try to hit on me, and I'm just like, do you not realize all the craziness that happened many years ago? Why would you think I want to get caught up in that again? Like you make mistakes to learn better and do better, not just keep going back down the same road. Why would I want to see and have any dealings with anything connected to that whole entire situation, even though him and that guy broke up? But I don't want to have anything to do with it. I moved on. It's a whole new day.
He's messy. He ready to get some more messed.
But anyway, y'all, I have enjoyed this live. I'm about to get off here because I got to go get ready for Savon's channel tonight on the social club. You can hop on Savon Experience. Channel is Savon 1111. I will be over there on her live with Jasmine Divine. And probably Silent Artists will be on live, and who knows, honey, people pop in and pop out. Spillitboy might pop in, pop out. You just never know, depending on what he got going on. D-Star might pop in, pop out. Everybody might pop in, pop out. But nonetheless, like, share, subscribe to this video. Spillitboy, thank you so much for being my first interview. Like, I didn't think I had it in me. Like, I had to go and see and like really do research, take some note cards. Like, like, this is hard work. Like, you tell me this is hard work.
No, I laughed when you said you were going through my old videos. I'm like, I have over 2,000 videos. Your ass is tired. You're too tired to do it.
Oh my God. Look, let me tell you, I was going back. Like, I was trying to go back as far as I can, but I didn't know. I think my problem was that I didn't know what to type in to let me go back, because I wanted to go back to your first video, but I didn't know what to type in. So I guess it wasn't meant for me to find.
Oh yeah, do that.
But nonetheless, though, I definitely feel like that. It still was informative. I knew that you had done an interview with Jasmine as well, so that was
Mhm.
one of my other reasons why I kind of wanted to, as far as like switch up a little couple of the topics because just to kind of as far as keep stuff fresh and new and just like I said informative information and stuff and I knew what parts I wanted to touch on because like I said I do have a fascination with your alter ego. For some reason that alter ego of yours just makes me feel some kind of way inside my heart and all between my thighs and just
And I'm ready to give you this feedback right now. I'm gonna give it to you right now. You had an open invitation to ask me anything that you wanted. I never told you that there was anything that you couldn't ask me. I
I
didn't tell
know.
you that you couldn't ask me questions about Milan. You put me as both people up on your for your interview. And
Right.
I know you and I know your line of questioning. And you strayed away from your line of questioning. Now, I don't know whether you were nervous or whether you were scared to ask the questions that you really wanted answers for. The questions that Jasmine would ask me about my alter ego wouldn't be anything like the questions that you would ask me. So I let you do your interview, but you definitely had some missed opportunities, sir. You could have asked
No.
me anything that you wanted, and I'm not one who really pleads the fifth. I usually answer whatever is thrown out. So live and learn next
No,
time.
yeah, definitely,
Because
definitely live and learn.
now I'm leaving. But you could have asked me anything about her, my her, that you wanted to know. But you blew it.
Okay,
You
all
blew
right,
it this time. I'll come back. Invite me
yeah.
back again, and maybe I'll come back as her, and you can ask her to her face. Whatever
Well,
you
you heard it. You heard it. Then you heard it right there. Maybe in the future we'll have Milan Trezur back, and I'll be able to get all of the unasked questions, the uncensored version, is what it'll be titled.
I'm not guarded like that. I'll answer whatever it is you want to know. Whatever you want to know. But
But
I wanted you to do what it is you needed to do and learn from this. We're all rooting for you.
well,
If
thank you so
freaky
much.
interviews, do a freaky interview. I know who you were when I came over here.
I know. Well, here's my thing. I always because there's a situation that happened. It's all I would say, and because that situation happened, it taught me to to dial it. To do some things differently when it comes to interviewing. So I think that's the reason why as far as I was a little reserved, only because of that situation that happened with a person that was supposed to have been in, as far as an interview, but it kind of went left because I was kind of going hard in on them to the point of where they really,
Well, you got to do a
like
pre-interview. You have to do a pre-interview. You have to ask. Don't
right,
be afraid to ask what because Jasmine asked me where can I not go? And with
right,
your style of interview, that would be one of your first questions. Where would you not like me to go?
hmm
Then after
right,
that, let their ass have it.
right,
Ask them whatever you want, you know. But ask what your boundaries are, and then just go for it. Then just go for it.
right.
'Cause I was ready. I was ready for your ass, boy. But you made it very easy for me. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So we're gonna have this interview. I said, I'm gonna let him have it at the end though. But we're gonna have this interview. It was nice and it was cute, and you did a good job. Now the next
Right.
step, go in. Have.
Yeah, and if I could have a request, I'm glad that you did bring it up because that was gonna be my original request, but I wanted you to come as far as whatever you felt comfortable with coming on the platform as. So if I did have to sit here and choose of who I could interview, I would as far as would like for you to come on as Milan Trader. But like I said, I try to give people the option
You had to do
to
his
be
ass.
able to, to come on as well. But look, it's okay though because you all got an introduction to Mr. 68, and we are definitely gonna have a part two. I can rest assured we're gonna definitely get it set up somewhere down the road. in the future, and we're gonna have a part two. And I'm telling you, you said to open the floodgate. So
Okay, you coming out playing with the big dogs. Just make sure you be ready.
look, don't have your fans. Don't set me over having your fans. Come
Nah, they want to know. They look. They sitting there waiting. They want to know. That's you see, Cloud said y'all need to do an after dark special. They want to know too. They want to know as well. So
so you know what? So with that being said, maybe I can do because I do a grown and sexy Mr. 68 grown and sexy after dark series on Fridays. So we'll get together and talk, and we'll definitely make it happen. I get Milan Trezur on here one way or the other.
the boys.
But until the boys, there you go.
Open your mouth and ask for what you want, Annie.
I will.
Yes,
make
I'll get it over to Save. I will be at Savon's place. I'll be hanging out in Savon's bushes, you all.
but thank you again for like I said, allowing me to actually work on as far as this is my first interview with a person, and like I said, I just kind of wanted to get a feel because I have no background experience in journalism and stuff, so this was like a little mini project just to see how I like it. I even went and got better lighting and got me a little cute little background in the back, just a little warm and cozy and stuff. So it's a work in progress, so we gonna get it on right. We gonna send work on it. Me and my church fan, we gonna all work on it.
You did well. You did well, kid. You did well. It was good.
But thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And to all the supporters and fans out there, be sure to like, share, subscribe this video, and stay tuned for part 2 where we sit here and talk about the uncensored After Dark series with Milan Trezur. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. And like I said, y'all like, share this video. I'm gonna end the broadcast, and thank you, Spillitboy, once again.
All right, you're welcome, Stinker.
Thank y'all for coming. Later. Bye. See y'all. Thank y'all so much. Well, let's see if I can get the broadcaster in. Hold on, y'all. I want to miss a video. That's the last thing I want. Hold on. Wait a minute. Jesus on the main line.